Hi guys, I'm back to another GJ video. Today we're just going to be doing a quick look on some of the new AK racing chairs we received. Now we just received these today, so I wanted to do a bit of a video, sort of my first impressions, not sort of going over the full chair. This isn't going to be a review of the chairs. I'll be doing them later on. I'd like to test these chairs for a little while, but I thought instead of doing them in a few weeks and I've used them for a bit, I just wanted to do straight away what I thought as soon as I've started to pull them out of the box. We have received 3 chairs for reviews and to display at our events, and we've also got a 4th chair to give away at our event. So the chair that's not in here, the 4th one that is being given away, is still in a box. I'm not going to open it. That's the we got a green player chair, but the ones on here, starting from left to right, we have the blue Nitro gaming chair. Now I really do like this blue. It really does, if you've been following us, we do a lot with custom water-cooled PC builds. This blue will match in perfectly with any builds we do. Moving on to the right one, we have the Prime gaming chair. Now I wanted to go with something different, because if I was going to buy one of these myself, you've always got that scenario between, do I go with the PU leather, or do you go with a I'm not even quite sure what it is, but it's more of a it's not leather, it's more of like a couch material. It's like sort of a ventilated material, so it'll be interesting to see how that one feels compared to these. And then on the right we have the Rush gaming chair. So that's the white one. Now they're all slightly different to the eye. They might look the same, but when we do a more in-depth video on these chairs, I'll cover some of the things to look out for when buying these, especially on their website. They mention things like how much room is between here on each one, and it specifies one might be 560 across, one might be 520, things like that. Things like the height, just different things like that. But you can straight away see that first of all the design is different of each one. The colors normally spread across each of the different ones in the range, but you'll also notice, like with the Rush, which is slightly bigger, it's got like a double stitching on each side all the way down here, whereas the Nitro over here just has no stitching at all on the side, but it's got this little sort of round sort of seam that runs all the way along. And then you've got the Prime over here, which is sort of more stitching all over it down here, and it's harder to sort of see the stitching. So instead of more of just sort of the functions the chair does, it's also about the different type of style and stitching you'll get as well. Now you'll notice that they all come with the standard pillows. You get this little one here that just simply goes straight over on the back and it clips down, and then you've got this one. I do notice on the website I do have a DX Racer I reviewed recently. We'll get on to about that in a second. But a lot of them have had the straps, and you can slide this up and down. They have noted that they have removed the straps. I'm not sure why. I might speak to them and find out why. Because on my DX Racer, it will just sit where you want it, whereas this one will just always fall down. So I'll be interested to know why they did that. And then you've got the same with the Prime over here. It still pushes on like that, and I do like it how these all have zips. So these all have zips, and you can actually take this out and wash it. So I really do like that. I don't know how you go about washing this material. I'm sure it tells you there somewhere, but especially with this one, you could just throw it in the washing machine and give it a good wash. And then moving on to the Rush, it's the same again and the same concept, but you can pretty much see it's the cushions, I would say, are nearly identical there, so there's not too much between the cushions between these ones. Now moving on, we've got the great debate between DX Racer and the AK racing chairs. Now I've had a DX Racer for probably nearly a year now, and first impressions when pulling it out of the pulling these ones out, the Nitro over here literally is pretty much what I think is the same as a DX Racer, although I haven't set these up yet, so I can't test out the different functions it does, but to me this seems like a DX Racer. So straight away the looks sort of are similar to the DX Racer I have, but apart from that, these two are slightly different because the designs are different. But I guess once I start using these, I'll get a better understanding of how the quality is compared to DX Racer, and sort of some of the some of the functions, but straight away I sort of tend to feel that this one is very similar to the DX Racer. So what I'm going to be doing for future videos, I'll probably do a full setup of all these three chairs. At the moment I've still left the bases and the legs in their boxes. I do notice that the legs are all sort of steel, which seems very good, because when you're spending a couple $100 on a chair, you want a good quality base. I also noticed that the box says 25 kilos, so they are a very heavy chair, which I don't think is too bad. I would prefer a nice heavy sturdy chair. You're not probably going to be carting it around to events like us. And then I'm also going to be doing a video on the DX Racer versus the AKRacing. So I'll probably choose this one, as this is the most similar, and I'll sort of go through the pros and the cons, any difference if there are any at all. And then we'll just go from there. So yeah, that's pretty much it for just this quick look. I just wanted to show you some of my thoughts. So far I'm really impressed with the quality. So far there's nothing wrong with them straight out of the box. I guess until I put them together, I'll further learn if there's any issues or had any issues putting them together and whatnot. So yeah, I just want to thank AKRacing for sending these out. As for the one we're giving it away, it'll be at our next event, so we'll have more information on that coming up. But yeah, thanks for watching and stay tuned for next time.